I think they're both quite important, but I'd say the Russian ruble is more important, systemically more important in, a larger economy. But I think the other question is this what's the issue here? Is this a symptom or is this a cause? And I think it's, there's clearly growing differences of opinion between the US and Russia and Turkey and China. And I think that's causing, this convolutions in the foreign exchange markets.
We've been also talking about this morning, and specifically where the lira is concerned in the situation in Turkey, the potential for contagion, at least from a currency standpoint. Is that a possibility?
It is. It certainly is. But again, I would be more concerned if it was Russia and if things were to get worse there. We've had other currencies, emerging currencies, that have fallen very sharply, the Argentine peso, the South African rand, and they haven't been such an issue. Now, the difference with Turkey, of course, is it's got a lot of geopolitical importance, just where it's located and where it's sort of has links with. So in that sense, I think it has greater potential to cause contagion, and there's certainly a lot of fright and a lot of volatility that we're seeing today.
The yuan, we've obviously seen a big devaluation move there as well, and the country stepping in to prop it up and keep those losses from, I think, being any more severe right now. How does that play out?
I think there we're not quite as worried. I mean, mainly because, if you look at a country like Turkey and its foreign exchange reserves and its ability to perhaps take on the international investors and control its currency, it's relatively limited. But of course, China has a much larger war chest. And they've been doing this for some time. Capital controls come on, capital controls go off. So I think at this point, they will probably see some modest weakness further in their currency, but they're already showing some concern about excessive depreciation. So I'm really not concerned about a collapse in the Chinese currency.
Has the dollar, even if by default, become a safe haven trade?
Yes, I would say that. I mean, it's fair to say that over the last 3, 4, 5 years, it hasn't always been the most consistent safe haven. If you go to the yen, that's been the place to go. But in this period of, I would say, extreme excitement for the foreign exchange markets, we're seeing today, for example, the dollar's outdoing everything, almost including the Japanese yen. So this is the place to be for right now.
It's interesting because we talk a lot about U.S. equities and the fact that, at least more recently, traders here have kind of shrugged off the trade headlines, but it does seem to be playing out. You have increased volatility in the currency markets. Are you seeing higher volumes? Are you seeing more volatility? And is this not just traders, but also companies coming in to hedge all of the money they have in different parts of the world right now?
I mean, I think there's part of that. I do believe that there is some increase in volume, certainly volatility. Now, in particular, I would say your Turkish liras, your Russian rubles, your Mexican pesos. Clearly, when you look at the data that's available, volatility measures have spiked much higher. If you're actually looking at the major currencies, volatility remains relatively low at this point. So there's still some move there. But higher volumes and some increase in volatility, but I think still, more volatility to come. If you think about the UK and Brexit, for example, right, there's a lot to happen between now and March of next year. So a lot of headlines. I think we're going to probably continue to see some increase in volatility, and the volumes will probably continue to go up.